All right, what is our next question that we want to tackle? The things that are happening in your teams, the things that you are asking about that you want to see us address. One of the most common questions is about what am I reading? And actually what I am reading is on the coffee table in my living room right now. And so I want to point out though, and here, hold on, let's reach for them. So there was one book that I am about to start that I wanted to highlight, and that is called Zombie Scrum Survival Guide. And that's looking at what are the things that become rote behaviors that might make us feel zombie-like, that we're not thinking about our actions within the Scrum framework. We're just going through the motions. But part of why, so I'm like, oh, I don't know how that's going to fit into the bookshelf and what nuggets are going to be there, but I'm excited to find out. I can tell you the two things that are in my stack right now in my living room. The strategy of doing. It's got 10 tips for agile leadership, agile action in teams for like doing things, the strategy of getting things done. Super excited. That literally just got delivered yesterday. And so I'm really excited to read that and share with you what I learned from it. And then the other one, and I've only just barely cracked the spine of the book, is async versus sync. Or maybe it's sync versus async. Oh, shoot. I wish I had the book right here with me instead of in my living room. But the reason I was so excited to read that is that our team at DH100 Consulting, so the parent company of Agile and nonprofits, we turned 17 recently. And if you can believe it, all 17 years have been fully remote. We were remote before remote was cool. And yes, we learned a lot of things as well during the pandemic because those around us were also learning how to operate in an environment where they weren't always all together. But the conversation about synchronous versus asynchronous communication, what are the best ways to use tools like Slack, maybe instead of email for how we communicate in our teams, or literally using Microsoft Teams or GChat instead of lots of emails. Well, those are things that have to be, I think, thoughtful decisions for the best way to use them in teams. So I'm super excited to have found a book that is addressing that. Again, I just cracked the spine. I'm not sure, again, where it'll end up in the bookshelf here, but I thought you might want to check it out as well. And actually, if you're not already connected to me on Goodreads to pay attention to what I'm reading, what I'm reviewing, yes, you are going to get a mix of business, agile books, and all the fun things I like to read. Historical fiction, the occasional young adult fantasy, yep, a whole mix of things. But if you're on Goodreads as well and want to pay attention to what I'm reading there, I absolutely would be happy to connect there, so feel free to reach out. I'll also be really excited to see what you're reading too. I love to trade book recommendations. So there you have it, the answer to the what am I reading these days questions. Be sure to let me know in the comments, what are you reading? Maybe you're not on Goodreads. That's fine. Tell me in the comments, what have you read recently? What are you reading now that you think I would enjoy? Agile, business, or just fun reading. Open for all your recommendations.